Now, the tactic in this simulation is not only successful, as you can see by this screen, but also is one of the most unique shapes and formats with different player roles, which I would not expect to work, and it just seems to work. Now, we are using this with Liverpool, we are using this with a mid-ish, high mid-table team in Valencia, and we're using this in the French league with Lorient, who are one of the worst teams in the French league, and that is a fact, down to the season preview, putting them in 18th at the start, and all of them were hugely successful. So let's take a look. So yes, I mean, straight away, treble winners. It wasn't the Manchester United treble of the FA Cup, which of course is the most superior treble in the world, and I won't have any of you telling me that it isn't. The Carabao Cup, the Champions League, a 2-0 win against Real Madrid in the final, and Liverpool winning the league. Now, people who have been watching yesterday's video, if you're watching this as this video comes out, would have already known a very special part of this tactic, but we'll have a look at that in this video too. The set pieces are just absolutely insane. Yes, the Premier League, we have won it 99 points. We've only lost 3 games against Brentford, West Ham and Tottenham, where we didn't actually manage to score any goals, and we drew against Leeds, Southampton and Arsenal. So what seems to be the problem here is definitely not being solidified at the back. We are not conceding a lot of goals, which I suppose Liverpool is very set up to do that. They have the best defender in the world. Speaking of, he has an average rating of an 8.24. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold has an average rating of 8.09. He has 32 assists and Robertson has 29. That is because of the corner routine. Now, obviously, they are a big part of Liverpool's gameplay as well, so they will probably pick up about 10 or 15 assists from open play as well. But if they're both getting 30, we have scored 30 goals from corners. So, I mean, in 38 games, 31 goals scored from set pieces or just corners alone. And if you take a look at like indirect free kicks, we've also got 9 of them. And of course, we know really that Liverpool, they are so good with Trent. They're so good at indirect free kicks. It's just ridiculous. However, I know for a fact that like obviously a lot of you are going to be thinking, well, if I don't have a Trent Alexander-Arnold or a Robertson who is fantastic at corners and free kicks, will I be struggling? I'd like to answer with no, to be honest, because I think we're going to see with the other two teams, they still have like a huge amount of corners scored despite not having the elite levels of Van Dijk attacking the ball and the elite levels of Trent and Robertson swinging the balls in. This is the corner tactic itself, by the way. You might think, oh, it looks very similar to the one FM Scout posted. It's slightly different. We have things like this come short, and well, it just seems to work very well. I'll show you an example. Now, here we have the corner setup at the start. We can see Virgil van Dijk is surrounded by, 7 players that could technically take him away from the ball. However, when we go to take this corner, Trent Alexander-Arnold is about to step up and take it. We have Sadio Mane stood there waiting for the ball with nobody around him marking him. This guy here, who is the most likely person to stop Virgil van Dijk from heading that ball at the near post, spots this. He sees that as a problem, and look what happens. He starts running away as Trent goes to take the corner, but psych, he's never going there. The gap opens up, Virgil van Dijk heads it in the net. So that's just an example of how the corner routine works. Now, the tactic itself, I know you're all going to be asking about the tactic. An advanced forward up front. We have 2 Trequartistas on attack. I'll go through so you can see the player instructions here. Trequartistas, cross, aim center, shoot less often. On both sides, we have an attacking playmaker or advanced playmaker on support. 2 ball winning midfielders. Now, all I will say is that make sure you've got strength in depth, because of course with ball winning midfielders, they're going to be very aggressive. They're going to be tackling harder, taking fewer risks. You might see a few suspensions, and of course if they're in there by themselves, running around, buzzing around, trying to win the ball, then they might get a little bit more tired, especially if you're playing gegenpress. The complete wingbacks, we can see take more risk, cross, aim center, shoot less often. That is the same on both sides. We have 2 ball playing defenders, shoot less often on both of them, despite Virgil van Dijk scoring 39 goals this season, and a sweeper keeper on defense. An attacking mentality, we can see the options selected here in possession. It's very instructional heavy, which is very surprising, of course. Shoot on sight, something you don't really see very often. Whipping those crosses in. It just seems to be working. Crosses are very good this year. In transition, gegenpress, distributing the ball quickly is a very high intensity tactic. You're going to have to nurture these players, maybe lower the training intensity down to suit them, have a lot of squad depth to make sure your players aren't getting too tired out. We're staying on feet on tackling other than the course of the two ball winning midfielders. Tighter marking as well is being used. Much high line of engagement, using the offside trap, and so high at pressing. You are really trying to restrict your opponents from coming anywhere near your goal. You want to win the ball back as quickly as you possibly can, and you want to start another counter-attack. Now, the tactic, by the way, is called Full Throttle, and you can download it in my Discord. I'm going to leave a link at the top there for my Discord, and it's under Ryan's Tactics. That's where you can find it. Ryan Cassidy, of course, is the creator of this fantastic tactic. Now, we will briefly go over how Valencia and Lorient have done. So let's take a look at Valencia. They finished second place in the league, 5 points behind Real Madrid at top. Levante even finished third. Maybe they were using the same tactic. I don't know. Season preview, though, sees Valencia a little bit further down in 5th. And I think at the start of the game, they're actually predicted to finish 8th. I'm not sure. I think Sociedad might be above them. It might just be the way that it's set up after. But still, they've done extremely well. Maxi Gomez has a joint top scorer. He is the striker. Jose Gaya has the highest average rating and the most assists because he is the corner taker again. If we look at the team overview, they scored the most goals throughout the season. They had the most shots as well by over 250. That's just ridiculous. And they were up there with the fewest amount conceded in 4th. The two ball-winning midfielders and the two ball-playing defenders. Obviously, they're doing their job there, allowing the wing-backs to bomb up and down and cause some carnage. And in this league, Valencia managed to score 21 goals from corners, 11 more than second place Barcelona. In other competitions, though, it was a very successful year for Valencia. They won the Copa del Rey, so that's a fantastic win against Barcelona in the final, and Maxi Gomez got 12 goals in the whole competition. I mean, he just scored an obscene amount of goals, 34 in total. I mean, Diakabe, the centre-back, he got 20, very Virgil van Dijk-like, and Carlos Soler with 15 goals and 14 assists. Extremely high, but nowhere near as high as the two fullbacks. 26 assists, 20 assists. Unbelievable. And finally, we are here with Lorient in the French league, who should be never anywhere near the top 3. Yeah, here we are, by 1 point beating out Montpellier to finish in those UEFA Champions League Champions League qualifying spots. 71 points in total. Their player, Terem Moffi, got 38 goals, which is outstanding. By the looks of it, that's a fullback who's probably got, I mean, no, actually, he's a centre attacking midfielder. Maybe he's just corner taker, but he got 20 assists this season. And Dugalic, who's been playing right centre back, attacking the ball, he has got an obscene amount of goals, 11 goals in 19 games for a centre back, who, by the way, you can pick up for 60k. All right, he's not actually at Lorient at the start of the game. Ryan told me about this guy. He said halfway through the Lorient season, I bought a centre-back who I think can attack the ball more. Show the people who it is, because for 60k, he's obscene. And he's right. I mean, he's 29 years of age. He might not be the best defender, but attacking the ball, he's really, really good. Now, despite having Lionel Messi's PSG in the league with, of course, the still Kylian Mbappe being in the team, we scored the second highest amount of goals with 94. They scored 114, but we finished in 3rd place in the league, and we still outscored 2nd place by a country mile with 94 goals. So that's not bad at all. We had the most shots as well. So if we actually had more clinical strikers or midfielders, we'd probably be scoring more than PSG. Again, crosses completed, the highest crosses completed, which was the same for the other two teams as well. But the goals from corners, 20 goals scored from corners. This corner routine is absolutely disgusting. Make sure, if anything, you just get the tactic to save the routine and use it in your other tactics. Maybe you want to play around with this, because I understand some of your teams might not be suited to these roles. However, I would say try them. Try them in these roles, because this tactic is absolutely fantastic. We can see that with the 3 teams that we have used, all of them have overperformed. I mean, Liverpool overperforming, getting a treble, having that many goals from Van Dijk, I would say that's definitely still an overperformance, and still unbelievable results from all 3 teams. Full Throttle, the link is down below in the description. Make sure you check out this video though of all of the wonder kids you want to avoid in Football Manager. I promise you, do not go sign any of these, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye. I didn't do the hand thing.